Hello, BookTube. This is Alan. Welcome to my channel. There's a tag going around with the BookTube community. It's a Vlogmas Tag. It was started by Sean, Book Maniac, and Brett Ebola of the Second Shelf. I watched several of the videos, and they were very good of this tag. Bretta has tagged all the male booktubers, so here we go with prop number one. V is for Voyage, a book that involves travel. For this one, I chose Paul Thoreau's book. This one is Kingdom by the Sea. Paul Thoreau is a very good travel writer. He's written several of these books. Only a couple of them I've read. I've read the Riding the Iron Rooster, which is his travel through Europe to Russia, then down to Mongolia and into China. He takes you along for the journey. You feel like you're sitting right beside him when he goes. I had missed him when he was here in Dallas signing autographs for his latest book about Mexico. This one, Kingdom by the Sea, goes through Great Britain along the coast, the Great Britain up to Wales, Scotland, then a ferry over to Ireland. It's very good read. Prop number two. LGBTQ plus. Recommend a favorite book or author. Well, for this one, I picked Edmund White's A Boy's Own Story. I didn't know anything about this book, nor did I know anything about the writer. Book is very good. It's very short, like 100 and 210 pages. And it's about a 15-year-old boy who's unnamed in the story. And some people say it's a semi-autobiographical story of Edmund White himself. And it's a struggle of the 15-year-old boy, told in the first person, of his struggles with homosexuality, his coming to grips and with his sexuality. There's a lot of fantasy elements in the book. The boy fantasizes about his father, wanting his father just come by and pick him up and take him somewhere. There's a lot of struggles with him as he tries to come to grips with how he came this way. His mother, his father, or was it his sister, or was it the priest, or the minister of the Presbyterian Church? So, the boy's own story. Next prompt is O is for Odie But Goodie, a book that you read a long time ago that holds a special place in your heart. For this one, I picked James Herriot. This is the second one, All Things Bright and Beautiful. I read this book. It was one of the first ones I read. I fell in love with the different stories of James Herriot. Is Siegfried Farnan, his brother Tristan Farnan, the Miss Pumphrey, Tricky Woo, and it was a delightful stories. And I watched the BBC adaptation of James Herriot books, and they're excellent. Excellent novels. For those who are for Jason at Byways Bookland, Robert Hardy, who played Siegfried Farnan in the BBC production of All Creatures Great and Small. He wrote a novel about the longbow. It's considered one of the distinctive works of the longbows. It's titled Longbow, a social and military history. For those who are Doctor Who fans in the may remember the name Peter Davison. Peter Davison played one of the doctors in the Doctor Who series, and he also is the played Tristan Farnon in the BBC production of All Creatures Great and Small. Prop number 4, gifts. Share some anecdotes of good or bad experiences with books as gifts, giving or receiving. Pardon me. My brother has a tendency to. I have 3 older brothers, one next to me in age. He has a tendency to, if I like something, he'll continue to give me something, and it's kind of overdone, does it? And I like Nixon. I like President Nixon. I read books by him. I read biographies by him. And this is the book he gave me last year, President Nixon, Alone in the White House by Richard Reeve. This is not a very good biography. I can care for it. There's other biographies of Nixon that are a lot better. Prop number 5, mass market paperbacks. Do you like them? Why or why not? I like mass market paperbacks, and the reason why is because I don't own a car, so I have to either walk or take public transportation, a bus, train, to get anywhere. So I take a mass market paperback along with me. It's easier to read. It's read on the train, read on the bus, turn my phone off, and so. And sometimes I have to walk. When I go to church, I walk 4.5 miles to church in any kind of weather. So the 2 mass market paperbacks are this one, Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan, and Black Sunday by Thomas Harris. Prop number 6, All in the Family. They come from family readers. My mother read the Reader's Digest condensed versions of books, and that's all she read. And I have 2 of them here. This is their great biographies of that's showing. This one's showing 4 biographies. This is Cicero, Fitzgerald and the Kennedys, Ludwig van Beethoven, and Roald Thomas. The next one is Johann Strauss, Admiral Richard Byrd, Andrew and Rachel Jackson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Heinrich Schliemann. So this is what they look like, and they're very short. There's no notes in it. There's no biographical sketches in it. So anybody that doesn't read biographies, you can give them this. Maybe they can read some more. My oldest brother was a reader. He read all the time. He read, and I never saw hardback. He was all paperbacks. But his closet was filled with paperbacks of all sorts. Last prop number 7, is Santa books on your Christmas wish list. The Dallas Morning News this past Sunday published their top 10 books of the year, fiction and nonfiction. And inside the paper, they had the section. They had the paper. They had a list of 100 books that were published this year. And my brother, the one I spoke about earlier, came into my room and asked me if he wanted him to buy me one of those books. And I said, well, no, because I just give me a gift card for a Half Price Bookstore or just like that, because I don't buy any new books. I wait till like the everything dies down. And if it's a series, I'll go buy the first book at Half Price Bookstore and read it. If I like it, I'll buy the next book in that series. So a Half Price Bookstore, I go to thrift stores and charity shops all the time. So that's the prompt, and I thank you, Brad Ebola, for tagging me. Y'all take care and have a good day.